Call meeting to order. Oh, please rise. Ask you to join me in a moment of reflection on the business that's before us this evening. Please join me to pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please take the roll.
Alderman Basso.
Here.
Alderman Begley.
Here.
Alderman Violet.
Here.
Alderman Clifford.
Here.
Alderman Key. Here. Alderman Lewandowski.
Here.
Alderman McGovern. Alderman McGrogan.
Here.
Mayor, City Clerk, Treasurer, and Attorney General present.
All right, no special presentations. Under consent calendar, need approval of the consent calendar for the approval of minutes of City Council meeting from March 7, 2023, and the approval of the payroll and the voucher list for the period ending March 17, 2023.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman McGovern, seconded by Alderman Violet. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Sealed bids?
None.
Nothing today. Let's see, under my report, there will not be a meeting on April 4th. That's the election day for the general election. We've got an aldermanic election here in town, along with the number of school districts, including Moraine Valley. So early voting has started. Locally, it's over at the rec center from, I believe it's from 9 to 6 every day. So, please make sure you do your civic duty. Other than that, that's all I have. Let's see, I've also got the request for the special events permit for the Palos Baseball and Palos Power Girls Softball to conduct their annual opening day parade on Saturday, April 29th, from 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock, and a designated route that runs from Palmer Park to Memorial Park. I need a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Key.
Second.
Second by Alderman Lewandowski. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. And then the next is an approval to waive the fee of $376 for the parade for PYB and the girls softball. So we'll make that motion.
So moved.
Moved by Alderman Key.
Second.
Second by Alderman Lewandowski. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. City Treasurer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the Treasurer's report for the period ending February 28th, 2023. General Fund began the month with $4,015,761. Revenues were $867,324. Expenses totaled $929,134. Other source use $4,779, giving an ending cash balance in the general fund of $3,949,171. Total of all city funds began February with $24,760,421. Revenues were $1,568,661. Expenses totaled $1,490,156. Other source use $495,505, giving an ending cash balance in all city funds of $24,343,420. That concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
I need a motion to approve the Treasury report.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Clifford, seconded by Alderman Violet. Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Any communications tonight? Citizens wishing to address the council?
Arlen White, Wood, 7640 West 135th Street, Orland Park. Tonight you guys are going to be voting on a water and sewer raise. Now, I've been coming to a lot of city council meetings and I've been hearing nothing but pride about how well-funded the city is, how well we're doing. You had an audit recently, a man stood here and said that the city was doing great. The mayor asked him a question, how are we compared to other towns? And the man said, you're doing fabulous. So now all of a sudden, you want to whack us with a 50% charge because for some particular reason you haven't raised them since 2019. Well, shame on you guys for not raising them since 2019. But the other thing is that you're going to have additional interest income coming because interest rates are now, I just recently got 4.5% for my money on a 6-month money market. So obviously you're going to get extra money from interest on $24 million in funds. I'm going to ask, I would like for the city council, if possible, because anybody who lives in a condominium association knows that their budget has already been put out. Okay, so their budget is already out. You guys are going to knock their budgets out of whack by a 50% charge. Why can't we do a little bit more common sense method and go 20, 20, and 10? You know, for the next 3 years, something of that nature, so that it allows the people in their second year to be able to recoup or at least put their budget out in accordance with, rather than having this 50% jump. I don't know about it. I realize you guys all live here, but not all of us have a lot of money. I know I don't. And I live week to week. And a 50% jump in my water. I realize we do have one of the lower water rates, because yes, I did have residents in Homer Glen, and our water rate was a lot more higher than Palos Heights. I get that. I understand that. But to give us a 50% raise right off the bat is a little bit steep, especially when you got $24 million in your fund. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me say one thing. I hope to explain it a little better today than I did last time, because the motion is going to be up again today,
I see.
and I'll try to explain it with dollars and cents this time.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Finance Committee?
Mr. Mayor, there's no report this evening.
All right, Public Safety, Alderman Basso.
Yes, Mayor. Chief Chakowski, I'm so glad I got that right. Chief Chakowski asked me to read this special report. The Palos Heights Police Department would like to thank everyone who donated and came out to the Illinois Special Olympic Polar Plunge on March 11th. This year we had our own plunge in the PBO ball field parking lot behind the police department. We had an incredible show of support from the community. The Palos Heights Payless Plungers raised a little over $12,000 for this year's fundraising initiative. By holding the event in town, we were able to make it more of a community event. Please keep an eye on our Facebook page for information on our next event, the Dunkin' Donuts Cop on a Rooftop, happening on Friday, May 19th. Thank you again for your continued support. Also, I'd like to remind the citizens to tune into the city website to keep abreast of the statistics from the police department and their tips on public safety. And that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Let's see. Municipal Grounds and Property, Alderman Begley.
No report this evening, Mayor.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure. Planning and Zoning, Alderman McGovern's not here. Anyone have anything for him today? No? Okay. Recreation, Alderman Key.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd first like to make a motion to hire Stan's Roofing and Siding for materials and installation of steel roofing of the pool deck pavilion in the amount of $11,820.
Second.
Moved by Alderman Key, second by Alderman Begley. Discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Then I'd like to make a motion to hire Sertoma Center Incorporated in the amount of $900 monthly for general cleaning of 4 washrooms in Community Park from April 1st to October 31st.
Moved by Alderman Key,
Second.
second by Alderman Violet. Discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
And then we have a couple of events happening very quickly. On April 1st, we have our annual egg hunt. It's at Myers Park. It's being called the Eggapalooza. It's there's actually 2 different age groups. At 10:30 in the morning, it's going to be up to 4-year-olds, and then at 10:45 they're going to redo it for 5 through 12-year-olds. And then on April 8th is the if you're a runner and like to participate in our annual chocolate chase, it's happening at 9 o'clock. Like I said, on the 8th, it's a 5K race. For both of the egg hunt and this race, you do need to call the rec center to register. And you can also go to their website, and there's a QR code there, and if you scan that, it'll take you right into the registration portion of that. And that concludes my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Roads and Construction, Alderman Clifford.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Motion to install an honorary street sign submitted by the
Fraternal Order Police Lodge 154 for Joe Taylor at the 122 under block of 74th Avenue.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Lewandowski. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All the forms and paperwork and fees have been paid by the police department. Next, a motion to approve Aries Inc. to install 25 feet of 24-inch round concrete pipe and one 48-inch catch basin between 122nd and 75th Avenue in the amount of $19,660.28.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley. Discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
And that's the start of connecting some stormwater and sewers over in that area. A little more work to do, start of it. Motion to award 76th Avenue resurfacing project, 131st to 135th, to deconstruction in the amount of $302,482.77.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Basso. Discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
And next, motion to direct city attorney to draft an ordinance amending the municipal code, section 9406, filling and obstructing public drainage ditches, and 94.99 penalty.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Lewandowski. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And next, motion to approve payment to Morris Engineering for various services and projects throughout the city in the amount of $22,440.12.
Moved by Alderman Clifford. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Begley. Any discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
And as a side note, we're operating on the lift station on Menominee. It's a little packed that way. If you can find a route around that way by going down 100 and Shiawassee rather than 120/50, it'd be benefit going westbound. And as it's the season, the bridge has now started construction again on Ridgeland Avenue, doing some odd, I don't know how long it's going to be, but it's down to one lane right now, going northbound on Ridgeland Avenue over to Kale-Sag. So be aware of that too.
Great.
And that's the end of my report, Mr.
Thanks,
Mayor.
Alderman Clifford. License permits and franchises, Alderman Lewandowski.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. No report this evening.
Water and sewer, Alderman Violet.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move to approve payment to Integral Construction for the Menominee Lift Station project that Alderman Clifford was just referring to in the amount of $62,740.
Moved by Alderman
Second.
Violet, seconded by Alderman Clifford. Discussion? Roll call?
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
Yes.
Motion carries.
I would like to note that this payment is a partial payment. There have been many payments, and it's a very, very big job, which is why Alderman Clifford is talking about taking an alternate route. The east end of Menominee is the staging area for the rebuilding of this, of the lift station, and it's a very expensive project. Much of what we do in water and sewer, unfortunately, is expensive. Which leads me to the next item. I move to increase the following utility rates. Single-family and commercial water rate increase of 4%, single-family flat sewer charge rate increase of 50%, commercial industrial minimum sewer charge increase of 50%. The reason that the sewer charge is going up 50% is because that's the money that goes into our reserve fund for our big projects. And, you know, with the help of Alderman McGrogan, actually, a couple of weeks ago, we kind of arrived at the figure of less than $7 a month. It sounds, when you just talk about 50%, it sounds like an awesome amount. But in reality, what it's going to cost every household is just under $7 a month. Now, I'm not making light of that, but I think the reality sounds better than the proposal does when it's put down on paper.
Moved by Alderman Violet. Is there a second by Alderman Key. Any discussion?
Mr. Mayor, also, it's not 50% of the whole water bill. It's 50% of the sewer part of it,
Yeah.
which is only 25%. So it's 50% of 25%, just to make that clear.
Mr. Mayor? Yeah, hi. So on this point, and you would, normally, as Alderman Violet pointed out, it sounds bad, but the city definitely needs it, and I think he can even expand further. But when you look at the budget, it comes out to about, on a yearly basis, considering all the homes we have, it's about $400,000 a year, which over the period of time, they're spending more than that on the improvements in his committee. And I will say this, especially being on the finance committee for a long time, I would normally vote yes. However, on this one, I'm going to vote no, and only for a reason, because I represent two subdivisions that have been, straddled with that South Palos Sanitary District since the inception back in, like, one of them at the 1989 and probably 2004, which already the people in those two developments, they're not getting anything from the sanitary district. And you guys have all heard it before because I've been here a long time. And there's nothing really that we can do about it until those bonds end, if they ever end. But, so in a way, it's, adding insult to injury for the people in those two communities who are already not getting anything, but for the sewer, then you're lobbing on an extra $7, which is fine. But when I do vote no, that's the reason, because it's like everybody that I represent really is upset with that, and they've been upset with it for like 30 years.
And keep in mind that probably going forward, we're going to have somewhere in the area of $10 to $15 million of improvements in that water and sewer system, because it's a 50-year-old town and 50-year-old water system we have, so.
Well, I mentioned at the last meeting too, that our finance director and our public works director and our city administrator all agree that if we don't do this, because we have such big projects that we need to take care of, and we kind of enacted this 10-year plan in 2021, we will run out of money in 2027 in our reserve fund, which is the fund that's where the money comes from to do the big projects. And so it's not really the kind of thing that we could just levy a little bit at a time, because the projects are big and we can't afford running out of money.
Yeah, and just to do it now is the prudent thing to do, and to wait for it to all break.
Right.
It's anticipating. And otherwise, you've seen on TV where towns have had to have bottled water and things going on, and we don't want to get to that point. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah. Just to expand on what Alderman Violet said, and I happened to, when we looked at this stuff in this committee, like in 2022, we spent just under $7 million in that area of water and sewer. And expenses projected for this year are 11 million. The next year it's like a little, just under 11 million, and then the next year it's just under 10 million. And so those are significant dollars that, as much as it hurts to ever raise anything, they're needed.
I just wanted to add two points too. I just wanted to thank Adam, our Public Works Director, because I think he's done a really good job on this whole project. The other thing I would say is, just from a, as kind of fiduciaries of the town in this regard, I think this is an investment that we need to make, and I'm actually proud to vote yes for it tonight, because I think it's going to make a nice, this is something we need moving forward.
Well, and as someone brought up in the discussion in one of the committees, if we're outside the committee, when we go for a bond issue, they're going to want to see what the cash flow is in that, and that's why the added increase is needed, to make sure that we can make the bond payments too. So, get a good rate.
Mr. Mayor,
Yeah.
just at one point that Alderman Violet made, that the long tenure of this project, the combined project of the water and the sewer project, is over a 10-year period. So
Right.
we're not going for like a 1 year or 2 year fix here. This is
Right.
going to be a long commitment that we need that steady
Right.
cash flow to achieve.
Great. Okay. Any other questions? Roll call.
Alderman Key.
Yes.
Alderman Violet.
Yes.
Alderman Clifford.
Aye.
Alderman Basso.
Aye.
Alderman Lewandowski.
Aye.
Alderman Begley.
Yes.
Alderman McGrogan.
No.
Motion carries.
Okay. Anything else?
That's the, I want, one thing.
Yeah.
The water and sewer meeting scheduled for next week is going to be canceled.
Okay, good. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, special committees, Alderman Key?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, no report.
Cable, obviously, McGovern's not here. Any old business? Citizens wishing to address the council? Any new business? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.